This is the Triple D Score.
Daddy-daughter discussion. I'm Tyron.
I'm Giselle. To start off with, we already asked this the podcast we did Friday, but how was your week?
Well, my week was great. Let's talk about Saturday and today then. Yesterday was amazing. I got tired, but we did a virtual reality experience that I thought was awesome.
It was a shooting game. I had my pistols. Like, if a zombie apocalypse ever happens, I'm going for the pistols. I was like, both hands. I was saving everybody. My accuracy was 46%, but I don't think that was right. I think I was a dead eye.
She was horrible.
I was amazing.
But and then today was good. I slept really good. We actually went to bed early last night because we had a long day, and then we got up and you and I did some Pilates.
Yep, our weekly Sunday Pilates.
Yeah, that's our church. And everybody listening to this, don't be upset. And if you are, I don't care.
Oh well.
But today we're going to talk about love. But Friday we was talking about expectations, and I felt that this would be a great caveat into love. But I have a question for you. You always ask me a question.
Okay.
How does love look for you today?
Today, love to me, it's like you trust the person enough to be vulnerable. And how to know you're in love if you can't imagine that person being like way away. Like, sometimes I like to imagine like I'm at your guys' funeral, and if I start crying, I know that I love you.
Okay.
So that's how I define like if I love somebody. If I can't imagine them being gone forever.
Okay. So, and I figured you was gonna say that, and there's nothing. That's the reason I asked. How does love look like for you today? Because I think I'm going to assume, but you're here to correct me, how you looked at love maybe last year is totally different how you looked at love today. Or is it very similar?
It's very similar, but I think the part that has changed is like the vulnerability.
Well, it's changed then. It's not. So where do you get your concept of love from then?
I don't know. I think I was looking at this girl on YouTube or something, and she was like, I know I'm in love when like I can't imagine them gone. I was like, you know what? I understand that. I'm going to take that, and that's how I'm going to define love.
Well, I'm going to tell you how I define love, but first, I'm going to give you like the genesis of what I thought love was into where I'm at now as of today. And coming from a family's, biblical background, and you ask anybody in my family, what is love? They'll say things like, love is patient, love is kind, love does not envy or boast, it is not arrogant or rude, it does not insist on its own way, it's not irritable or resentful, it does not rejoice or wrongdoing, but rejoice with the truth. They'll give you that biblical quote. Or it's butterflies. And I went through a stage that I went through that. But I'm gonna tell you how I define love now, and then we'll go back and we'll just go and discuss. I do not associate love with somebody. I don't associate it with nobody. I don't think love is something you do. Rather, it's something you should be. Right? Now, I wasn't always like that. So in doing that gives me appreciation when I look at a tree or I look at a cockroach. I don't have to love, but I don't have to like, but I
appreciate.
Yeah, that which gives me that love, right, of what they do. That is who I am. It's part of. That's what I said. It's something you should be. When you attach it to someone or something, I believe you're limiting yourself.
Yeah, I feel like once you attach it to like a material object, it becomes finite.
Or even a person.
That's a material.
Yeah, okay.
It becomes finite, like it's not infinite, it's conditional love instead of unconditional.
So with that being said, what I just told you, or I just stated, do you think your type of love is conditional?
Well, if my love lasts until you die, it's very much conditional.
Yeah. Now, with that being said, there's no right or wrong. I know for me that how I look at love today is totally different on how I looked at love. That's why I use that love is kind, love is patient, because my environment shaped my view of love, right? And if I was to be totally honest, and we was talking about expectations yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And have anybody met my expectations of love if I would have initially once I established those expectations? No. Because they were my own. And I didn't learn to be. Because once I started setting expectation of love that was supposed to be measurables.
Mm-hmm. It became conditional.
Yes.
Like, you can't love someone unconditionally if you put expectations upon that person.
Exactly.
Like, I expect you to do this, I expect you to be like that.
Yep.
And they're not just going to be like, okay, then I feel controlled. I'm out of here.
Absolutely. So even with you girls, like how I am the last 3-4 years is like, I love you guys because, my love for you and your sisters has evolved as I evolved in what love meant to me. I had to love myself. I think you and I had a conversation maybe 3-4 months ago, and I was like, or was that Adi? I think it was you. And I was saying, you got to love yourself. If you don't know, how can you not love yourself?
But love others.
And love others. That never made sense to me. That's why I started. Let me take that back. It made sense to me because I wasn't in tune to myself at that time. The more I become more in tune to myself, I realized that to become love, right? And love is, it can be an adjective, it can be an action, it can be something you do. It really can. But for me now, currently, it's something that I have chosen to be. And for a lot of reasons. What you think about that?
I don't know. Like, what do you want me to specifically?
Anything. Like, what's your thoughts on my explanation of what love is for me?
I like it. Like, in order to love, you have to be love. You have to become love.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's part of loving yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, if you don't love yourself, who are you gonna?
Exactly.
It's like that love has to start and manifest within yourself, and that way you could give it to others. Because if there's nothing in there for yourself, then you're gonna start giving away so much love to others, and it's not gonna become love. It's just gonna become an attachment.
Absolutely. And it's almost like a lot of clients I have and a lot of friends, they feel that they have to manage stress, right? Now let's think about that. You manage your family, you manage a checkbook. You only manage things that are normal in your life, right? So when I hear people say that, hence that love. So you telling me you have established something that you want to be normal in your life that you got to manage. Think about that. Do you love yourself that much? If you love yourself, you want to incorporate something in your life is there a need for stress for you or for me? To some people they work better under stress. I don't. But that's just me. That's what I said. You have to assess that. I think that if we was to be honest with each other, like most 20, 30, well, I say 30, 40, 50, 60-year-old men and women that they walking around with a functioning disability, meaning they don't know how to control their emotions. They allow their emotions to control them. Mm-hmm. What do I mean by that? Think of it as if you couldn't use your hand, you would think that's a disability. They don't know how to use their inner mind and self to
interact with the world.
Their emotions. So when we was talking about expectations and love, that's why I really want to dig into this today because it's hard, especially like me in a relationship, not only with you and Kim and my girl, all your girls, my family. Most people, until I was saying to you, associated that love is with a person. But to know that love is something associated outside of that, it throws people off. And it makes them feel like, why is he still here? What's your thoughts?
I agree with that. I want to get into like expectations in love.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think where people go wrong is they put expectations upon the other person. For like you need to be like this for me, when it should really be I expect you to treat me in a certain way, like that golden rule.
Well, even that,
Even that has its limits. Like how is it like you can't say I expect you to treat me like I'm your number one person every single day, because that's too much. So it's like really a fine line.
Yeah, as I was saying, so me personally, I don't think you should have any expectations of love for somebody until you, like I said, if you become in love, you don't have expectations. I don't have any expectations of you guys at all. Like, cause I see the beauty in everything that you guys do. Even when this morning when you didn't want to drive and you got all snooty, that was cute to me. I loved it. It's fine, So no, I'm being honest, right? I can get in my emotions and get in my feelings. Like, you did it. Did I do that?
No, you've gotten better.
I never was like that. No, I never was like that. Only time I did react off of y'all reactions sometimes. But you're right. I have gotten a lot better because I think sometimes I'm still trying to understand and wrap my mind around why people operate in such a negative light sometimes. I don't understand it. Like, I don't understand it. Like, I don't know. Not to say I haven't been sad or anything like that, because I have. But since you have known me your whole 17 years of life, have you seen me operate out of a negative space? Think about it.
I don't know. Like, you put me on the spot here.
Well, if you think so, that's fine. This is transparency, honest, because in my mind, I'm thinking I haven't, but I could have been.
I think of a lot of the time, like, when we were younger, it wasn't out of, more like, I feel like you've been in your feelings with anger or jealousy or sadness, but in more the things you say.
Oh, yeah. I think those are normal emotions, whether you're angry, whether you're sad, absolutely. I guess what I'm saying is I do not allow those emotions to control my actions. What I have noticed and because I love myself, I know those times. Like that's why I said I don't think I've shown it to you. I know that I have, like when I got a divorce and stuff like that. That was me. I didn't love myself to be vulnerable with myself to know that I had some issues. You're right. But y'all didn't see that. Y'all had no clue what was going on with me. Y'all was young. That's why I asked the question that through your memory do you have? So even that, yes, I got angry at you, but it doesn't, it has never controlled me for a long time. I probably, when I was younger or my early 20s and early 30s, but the last 12, 14 years, I can emphatically say yes. But hey, that's why we're talking about love. Do you think, let's talk about love in terms of a relationship. Like when you get in a relationship, or do you have certain expectations you would love for that young suitor to be?
It's never about the person themselves. Like, if I want to love someone, I don't want to start out with love. I just want to go to the end stages where, like, we could be naked around each other, I could be pooping, and you'll be fine with it. I just want to get to the end. I don't want to get to the work. I don't want to work for it. I just want to, let's just be that old couple sitting on the porch because we lived a life together already.
I don't know how you can do that. Because
it's impossible.
Well, it just depends. Like, your mother and I don't know. Me and her always pooped in front of each other. Like, initially. Like, no problem. I don't know where she's at now, but I just kind of know I don't think she is. I don't think that's her. But, so I say all that to say, even, it just depends on you. It has nothing to do with the other person. Like, since I was comfortable doing it, she was fine. So, with that being said, you had to do the work with you. when you love yourself, hey, I'm just gonna poop in front of him. We gonna be good. And
it just establishes like I'm comfortable.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I think sometimes we think it's supposed to be some
Like some
agreement.
Yeah, like okay, we're gonna see each other poop now, right?
Yeah,
It's just like a steady thing. You just start doing it.
You just do it.
Like once you're comfortable enough, just
you do it. Exactly. Now that's the thing, and if you're not comfortable enough, 9 times out of 10, from my experience, it's probably if I wasn't comfortable enough to do something in front of somebody, it's me.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you have some sort of insecurity.
Yeah, it's me. It's something that I'm dealing with more so than the other person. You know, so and that's fine. But that I asked that question, and look, we worked it right out just talking about it. That's what this is all about, like that transparency. Because a lot of stuff, I will not act like everything just came natural to me. Absolutely not. Mm-mm. I was in those sticky, situations like, I ain't gonna stay here tonight. Because I had to use the bathroom. I'm gonna go home. Drive an hour away just to use the bathroom. Drive to the store. You know what I'm saying?
You're so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I think the fear with me is I don't want to be too trusting or like comfortable with someone off the bat when they're not comfortable, because then it's like, okay, now they're leaving.
And
so it's like, what is too fast? Because like,
then again, like I said, it starts and ends with you. If you are doing, that's hence why I said love is when I explained that I don't associate love with a relationship, right? I want to be that, so I'm loving me. So to answer your question is, I don't try to worry about what they gonna feel. Am I rushing or this? I'm gonna do me, because I navigate and move through this world like the second, the minute, the day is not promised. So when you ask, is it too fast? That's such a colonized mindset. That's not a negative, because we all have been colonized, or a Western mindset. Everything is set on time and when it's supposed to happen.
Just happens.
Yeah, just allow it to be. If you feel comfortable in you now. But the hard part is once you feel like you rushing and you doing things and it's not reciprocated how you want it. I think that's what you're talking about, and that's something that it starts and ends with you. Maybe they not fast enough, but when you make the choice to do it, it should be like unapologetic. I'm fine, even if you're not here. At this moment, I'm good.
It's like I can wait for you to start.
Exactly. Me. So that's part of what I did learn. Like when I read out from the Bible, I don't disagree with it. It's patience.
Yeah,
it's patience with you.
It's patience. Gosh,
yeah, it is patience. You see what I'm saying? So it might look different for you through different stages.
I think that's what you mean, like love. You just have to be love. Love fits so many facets.
Yeah.
You have to be love, because love can be the table. Love can be patience. Love could be.
It can be anger. It can be. There are times that out of my anger.
That's how you show your love.
Because how you be like, what do you mean?
Like when you're angry that you did something because you just missed an opportunity, and I'm angry for you. I'm angry that you missed this opportunity.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So sometimes we associate a lot of emotions depending on Western or social norms.
Like a lot of negative emotions, you don't ever connect that to love.
Yeah.
Love is positive. Love is those butterflies. Butterflies are positive as well.
That's what I said. Love is be. Like right now, I got my back tree is blossoming. Last year, my front tree was blossoming before. Now it's dying, like that, but I still look at it and like, okay. And I'm loving it because it's giving me an opportunity to study. Like I'm looking at the trees beside, like what's going on? Like I think it's interesting that it's doing that. So, but that's a good question, and I hope what I just said to you as you navigate through relationships or relationships. I don't know how you might be blessed, lucky, get that one man, and boom, that's it. It works out.
Yeah, I got it. I think I'm gonna go through a harem before I get.
Wow.
Yep. I'm gonna be around town.
Just be mindful of giving yourself intimately, physically with so many, because when you associate, and let's talk about sex. A lot of people associate, and that's nothing wrong with that. Giving, because part of vulnerable, you just said you used the word vulnerable. Maybe giving yourself sexually vulnerable. Hey, I love them enough to do that. That can be that. It
just depends on the person. Like, what is vulnerable to you?
Yeah.
How are you being vulnerable to that person?
Exactly.
I've actually explored this with myself. Like, I've never talked about this openly, but a lot of people nowadays, it's like, how do you know you've loved somebody? How do you know you're not a virgin anymore? It's like,
say it again.
Like, how do you know you love someone? How do you know you're in love? And how do you know you gave yourself to that person? And a lot of it is, if both of you feel such a connection to where I don't know, sex is not really vulnerable to either of you. Sex doesn't have to be part of that relationship. It's like, sex doesn't have to be friends love each other, but they don't have sex.
Absolutely.
So sex is not really something that needs to be part of love to be considered love.
And it's funny you said that because, y'all know I was molested and raped by women when I was coming up. And sex to me is, the way I am intimate is, and you guys see it and don't even realize it, I'm very inquisitive. I talk. I really study you and get to know you. And if that's how I connect initially. And then sex will come. But if I can't connect with you, and that can last a month, 2 months, a year, and if once that's there, that's established, then I can.
Can I be vulnerable with you in that way?
Yeah. So I think that's, but I always tell my friend that I believe that we have such a unhealthy sexual mindset. It's very immature. It's very, very immature. And I think that's one of the reasons I never question or quiz or try to make things taboo. I just have a conversation like right now. We just having a conversation about sex, but I'm not telling. Even in this conversation, I haven't told you not to go have sex. I want you to understand what is sex to you.
Yeah, I feel like when back then, nowadays I feel like it's shifting, but when people talked about sex, it would feel like it's an opener to now go have sex, or people thought if you talked about it, then kids will be so curious that they'll do it. And so people don't really talk about it a lot. And now kids that don't have parents that talk about sex, they may develop some unhealthy ideologies or stuff about sex that is just not true.
It's true to them.
It's true to them, but
it doesn't. And I'm sorry, I'm correcting you because when we say true or false, because their truth
is their truth.
Their truth.
You can't say it's false.
But I will say, is it healthy?
Yes. Is it healthy? Probably.
And you know that by right now in your school in Bella, in your sister schools, that these women their mindset is all over the place. They can't really, I had a little girl, I'm substituting, and it was sad to me, but she only was worried about her makeup and how she looked. And I asked her to read something, she couldn't even read. She can read, but she was
she struggled with it.
Yeah. So I'm saying to myself, wow, and our school system has failed her, her parents, because there are always room to be beautiful. Absolutely. But it has to be a balance.
Yeah, it can't be the main focus of your life to be beautiful.
It has to be a balance. And beauty, even let's even go into that. When you love yourself, makeup, no makeup, even for me, locks twisted freshly or untwisted, I feel like I always look, and I think I do those things in front of you and others, and they think I'm boasting and I'm being arrogant. But really, what I'm showing you is I love me some me. I love me, and if I couldn't love me, I can't. I love me. You know, in every facet of every form that I have been in, whether it's unable to read books to reading many books, unable to cook to being able to cook. Just I love my.
You have to love yourself at every stage of your life.
Yeah. So although I was saddened for that little girl, and the reason I was saddened for her is I can sense, and I don't know that because I didn't really dig because we living in what we can do in school that her loving herself was not is associated with a standard of beauty that's not even.
Yeah, that's what I was like. She can only love herself when she feels like she's beautiful, and that beauty imparts with having a bunch of makeup on, and can't love she can't love herself without makeup. And it's like you have to love both sides of you.
Yeah,
you have to.
You have to, and it's funny because I don't typically say anything I'm glad we're talking about it because I was telling Kim last night, I was like, it made me sad. It really did. But there was nothing I could do. It made me sad, I guess, because I got 3 girls and as a father. And I never want you ladies to feel that I've placed a standard of beauty within you. Although I probably have. I think, subconsciously and consciously, I guess, I have let you guys know that nature is in.
Yes.
I've always let you guys know that. Now, whether you black, white, whatever, I like you at your natural self. I've always been that way. For any woman, black and Spanish has always been the type of women that I was.
Yep. Spanish specifically.
No, not really. Not really.
Uh-huh.
So no, I've only dated 3 Spanish women. I married one, Kim, and then one other. That's it. Every other one's been black. See, you don't know that because only you just know me and my wife and me and Kim. Me and your mom, and I haven't placed you guys in front of any woman. Think about that.
Okay.
So I'm not coming against that because you're making your assessment off of what you have seen, but since you didn't ask, you really don't know because, I remember Denise had made a comment and said you only like light skinned women. I'm like, who have you seen me date? Who? She's like, nobody. So where are you getting that assessment from? You getting it off my ex-wife? The only thing that I like black women and Spanish women. I don't know why, I always have. All shapes, form, and I like them natural. When I married, your mom, very natural, right? Your mom, Kim, very natural. That is one consistent, regardless, that I like in a woman. So I bring that up because do you think that's a negative thing that I have placed upon you or is that a bad negative and expectation, meaning have I set a standard that you always have to be natural and no makeup?
Well, I think it helps me in some ways because it wasn't just you. Mom doesn't really wear makeup a lot, so I grew up natural, and that made me appreciate how I look. Even if I looked my worst, I still had to love myself. But I think in some ways it made me afraid to explore other processes like makeup. Sometimes I'd be like, I really want to explore makeup, but Dad likes it natural, Mom is natural, and would Mom even help me with makeup? Because she'll probably say you don't need it, or why do you even want it? But so it did make me afraid to explore. But now the only thing I'm exploring right now is nails. But I think I would like to explore makeup.
And you should and I asked that because I have to be honest with myself. We are shaped by our environment and things that you see your dad appreciate. Like you just said, that is just like natural. You have seen the women that I've been with, and even the women in my family. Your grandmother, and your granny.
Very low makeup.
Yeah, very so. I was shaped by that, right? So that's why I gravitate towards that.
Yeah, like I was watching this YouTuber and she said in her family you're expected to start wearing makeup around like 10.
Wearing what?
Wearing makeup.
No, what show was you watching?
Oh, I forgot her name, but it was a YouTube show.
Okay,
it was a YouTuber. And she's like, in my family, you're expected to start wearing makeup around like 10, 15.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's the thing. Like, I think
it really depends on like your family.
It depends on your family. That's why I asked that question specifically, because what I want to do, and you can help your sisters, like, because if you feel that way, your sisters might feel that way. And then that also, I talk to them, hey, girls, throw your makeup on. Try it. I wouldn't be, I think I was surprised you when I took you to go get your nails done. Like, do it. Like, that's fine. I get what color you want. That's cool. I don't mind. And I think that's one of the things as you navigate through this thing called love and relationship. Like, if you associate love with relationship, that man, he can like what he like. But if you choose him and he chose you,
then he obviously likes you.
Yeah.
So why control yourself?
Exactly. And that's something that I think I just be honest with you, that a lot of women that they do not get. Yes, I prefer this, but I'm into you. So
it's like appearance is one thing. Like, yeah, you're attracted to someone by stuff with their appearance. But once you get to know that person, personality-wise, that becomes like the base of how much you love that person.
Absolutely.
Because you could be beautiful all you want, but if you have a terrible personality that's not mixing, who cares?
Yeah. And I don't want to get too off topic. We'll just go into that the next time we talk. But that is a part of love. If definitely when you associate it with a relationship. And I want to talk about that because I said I don't associate a relationship. But to be honest, most of us do, right? Mm-hmm. We're associated with a relationship. And if it's not with a relationship,
then it's not love.
It's not love. Right?
Mm-hmm. And then the same people that say you can only have love in a relationship will say, I love this food. So it's kind of, love is not relationships. You just proved yourself wrong.
Yeah, that's why I say you have to be it. Now, me saying that can be a broad, and you're like, well, how can you be it? One of the ways you can be it is, like I said, you got to start with yourself and start loving yourself. Love, like, not only how you look, love your brilliance, love some of the things that you do just corny, funny, like, because I don't like, say, Adi being super, super corny. She do. Mm-hmm. She loves herself. It can be on my nerves. I'm like, stop, you a little too much right now. But I don't want to suppress it to the point where
she feels like she can't be herself around you.
Yeah, she should be you.
Yeah, like, I feel like Adi's starting to love herself more because even in school, she can't control herself as much. Like, she starts making noises, hoo, 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 in class, and I'm like, okay, you know what? You're doing you. I'm glad you're not holding back anymore.
Yeah, and that's good.
Imagine her in college. Oh my gosh, she's going to be bouncing off the walls because she can't hold back anymore.
Like, oh, Lord.
Dang.
But, go ahead.
Sorry, you should have seen her in elementary school. She was crazy. She, like, you don't know how bad a kid she was.
How are you assuming? I don't know.
I don't know, but I didn't know how bad a kid she was, but she was off the walls. And then puberty came, then she kind of...
We just never, your mother and I never try to put restraints on you. And since it was just us, and we didn't have you guys around a lot of family to make you have a certain perception or assumption on how you should be, it's good. It's good. And I made it very evident to not only my parents, but Jeanette's parents. Like, I just want y'all wearing parents. Ain't no discipline in them, unless they disrespectful. I said, they won't be disrespectful. They're going to be silly. They're going to have fun. But be grandparents. Enjoy the moment. And the moment I feel that you're not grandparents, you probably won't see your grandkids as much. I was very, very, very.
Very like an expectation.
I said it real quick.
Like, I'll discipline my kids. Don't back off.
And it wasn't about I didn't mind them. I don't mind them disciplined, but I think sometimes they want to raise them how I don't want nobody to raise. We raising our children, and I love it home how we want to, and it's going to evolve as time goes.
Is that how you're going to be a grandparent?
Absolutely.
That's what I've been hearing from you and Mom. Like, Mom, she's gonna get us all types of animals for our future children.
I'm gonna be a grandparent for real. Like, y'all travel. So think of it like you see how much y'all do with me. Y'all travel. By the time y'all adults, I have my house in Costa Rica. They gonna be in Costa. I'm flying there, come get them, and leaving y'all. Like, I'm gonna be that. I'm gonna be that type of grandparent. So when they come back, they gonna be so used to like.
See, that's where I draw the line.
I was spoiling them.
Yeah. They need to come from me for discipline and love.
So we can't love them then.
You can love them, but like, don't love them more than me. There's a fine line.
So that because you measuring on materialistic.
I am. At this point in time, it is material, especially with little kids. It is material and safety. They better feel more safe with me than you. I'm just being totally honest. If something goes down, they better run to my arms.
Well, let's explore that. How safe are you guys with me?
Very safe.
So why wouldn't you expect your kids to be if their mom?
If they're always around you.
Listen. If their mom is like super safe to be her authentic self, why wouldn't you think my grandkids, your kids be safe also?
I don't know.
Is that a manageable expectation you're just setting? We just talked about that. You need to go review what we talked about expectations.
No, I don't. I got it right.
You got every right in the world, but you need to review it. You have to review it. My kids, The only thing I did, I was like, I wanted them to love you guys unconditional, however that looks to them. But I just didn't want them to try to change you and shape you into, and we all have been. Like I said, I just didn't realize until we just talking. I shape you into thinking that natural is the only way and makeup is bad, and if you do it, you're gonna be. I didn't think about that until you said it.
So you got to be careful. Kids are sponges; they take it all in.
Absolutely. But also, you have to have your own mind that you just assess. Like, well, I know mom like this and dad like this, but I'm gonna explore a little bit.
Yeah, it's part of like growing up. You just gotta. Where do you fit? How do you want to present yourself?
Especially when me or your mom. Have we ever told you not to wear makeup?
Not makeup, but like just too much makeup.
I've never told you.
Don't cake it. She's like, no. Well, you did tell me why to not wear extensions for your eyelashes. But like nails, she's like, don't go too long. Fake nails,
Yeah, I don't like that. Because I don't know.
You said the natural look for makeup only. I don't want any of that eyeshadow. It's okay.
Okay, yeah, you called me out on my crap, and I'm still that way. Yeah. So I gotta be better. You better love yourself because I don't want to see nails out to, you can't see me, audience, but I have it like maybe 4 foot. For you 90s and 2000 people, SWV style. I didn't like those.
I can never have it that long because that's too heavy. I can't even wear rings. I can't have long nails.
And then makeup where I can't, it's like you got a filter on. You don't even know who you are. That's why when I walked up and you told me, and I got to show you what I'm using for my skin. I think that's what's helping. And you was like, you got makeup on? Or what did you say?
You look like you had a filter on. I was like, why is your skin so smooth?
I'm outside. Does it look that way still now, right?
Yeah. You look like you're glowing. Glowing, Dad.
I'm happy. Because I love me some me.
Yeah, okay.
But also, I've been using this new product I can't say it on air because then everybody gonna get it.
Oh, you don't want to tell your secrets? You don't want to share your secrets? That's selfish of you.
Yeah, it is. I share my
Love
secrets.
is sharing, Dad.
See, to you.
Okay.
I told you I'm a be loved, so at this moment, sharing is not something that I'm being.
Okay, whatever. You're gonna share it with me though, right?
I don't know. Should I? I shared my rose water with you.
Mm-hmm. So you should. Cause like my skin has been getting way better.
Smooth, huh?
You know, it's not smooth. It's sticky. Feels sticky.
It's not sticky.
Your skin is sticky.
Feel.
Yeah, I think you caked it on too much. Yeah, it's sticky. Feel this. No, it's soft. My skin is soft.
What about my arm?
Yeah, it's sticky.
It's not sticky.
My head keeps getting stuck.
She on here lies. Yeah, but I love our today's discussion. Next week we're gonna explore and dig into some other things. Just like we haven't decided because this is all our conversations that we're having is unscripted.
Yep, there's some notes, but script nowhere to be found.
Nowhere to be found. So
I'm gonna leave this off on love, to be or not to be.
Okay, is it Romeo and Juliet?
William Shakespeare, baby.
Yeah, it's Romeo and Juliet.
To be? Is that from Romeo?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. I just know it was William. Shakespeare, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. William Shakespeare.
Anyway, to be or not to be, love is a question.
Are you asking me?
It's a rhetorical.
It's rhetorical? Yeah, love is, and I'll leave it with associating love with a thing, a person, place will limit you. Never limit yourself when it comes to love.
Love is infinite.
It's infinite. But until next time,
this is the Triple D's for
Daddy-Daughter Discussion.